sometimes I catch myself just sort of leaning in on the garden rake, and I think about like Green Acres from when I was a kid, or, you know, is it American Gothic, the painting? So, or maybe actually it should be this way, huh? You know, Green Acres. I don't really have green acres. I have, well, actually I do have green acres, but today we're gonna get some of these plants out into the garden bed, and I got some more starts that I picked up. And I'm gonna share with you some things that I've been trying this year that I really kind of like. And one of those things is that it is evening and not morning when I am transplanting. We are already pretty hot here in Florida. I'm gardening in zone 9B in Northeast Florida. And I don't have this irrigation set up like I hope to. So for right this second, we're just gonna move it out of the way. I'll try not to get attacked by the blackberry bush. I moved, if you saw that other video, I've moved the prickly one out of the way, so it's not a big problem. But, you know, I keep finding my mistakes from the season, you know, and some of them sometimes I make the same mistake twice. This one I did again. I did not put perlite in here when I was filling the bed, or actually when Don was filling the bed from Man in Overalls. And so it is what it is. It is what it is, because I just can't beat myself up, and I don't have the strength and energy to dig all of this out, oops, and try again. So we're just gonna level off what we got, plant it out, mulch it up, and keep on growing. I don't think I'm putting corn in here, but I am gonna put the roselle down on the end here. Oh, I gotta grab a shovel. So this is gonna go down here. Look at this. Look at these roots, y'all. Who would have thought? I mean, that's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm gonna stick 2 in each bed. I don't know how big they get. I may regret that, but I guess we'll find out later. We shall find out. If you have seen the channel before, then you probably know that earlier this year I had knee surgery, and I was really sort of struggling. I don't know, there's no better way to put it. I was struggling, and this past Monday I ended up having something called manipulation under anesthesia, where they knocked me out and rebent my knee. Look how beautiful that pulled out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And so they rebent my knee and broke up the scar tissue, and I am already walking better. Oh, need a little fertilizer. Let's grab that. Actually, I'm gonna lift this baby back out. And I have 2 of them here. Huh. Maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe it will hate that I did this completely, or maybe it'll be all right. Time will tell. I'm gonna put a scoop of this down in the hole. I'm gonna mix it in. Water in that hole just a little bit. Actually, I'll go ahead and do the other one here too. Give it a drink all the way around. Bring in a little closer for this one. There's roots down in there, nice, pretty. Give her a drink. All right. Oh, I see I've got some snail damage on this. Maybe I'll bring that beer trap over here. All right, I'm just gonna rinse and repeat over here, give myself a couple holes. It's about 2/3 of a scoop. That is the Espoma Organic Plant Tone, a nice general purpose fertilizer. I saw someone talk about filling the holes like this with water for tomato plants, and I've started trying this with other plants too when I'm transplanting. And so we'll just keep an eye on it this year and see how well that does and see if these plants thrive. I did it for my sweet potatoes, and I planted them at night. I dug the hole. I'd already dressed that bed, so I didn't add extra fertilizer in there, and filled it with water, and then put the slips in at night. I actually put those in without even having any roots on them, and they did great. They did great. Let that water sink in there. Go ahead and be separating this. I love how easily these come out of the Epic Gardening pots here. I've never had roselle before, so I'm excited to see what all the fuss is about. I understand I can make some teas with it, hibiscus roselle tea, so that'll be nice. Put you in there. There you go. Some more soil around the edges. I think I am going to interplant between them something maybe that could enjoy having that little bit of shade as the season turns on and carries on. But as I was saying on Monday, I had something they called manipulation under anesthesia. And it feels like I am now moving in the right direction in regards to my knee, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I also picked up some plants from Lowe's. This is a Celebrity Determinate tomato. It makes a nice little cocktail tomato. I'm going to put it in between these two. It doesn't get very tall. I've grown this variety before, maybe yay tall, and probably could use some of the shade that this will throw off. And something I tried new with this, and I heard Jess on Roots and Refuge talk about, you know, not getting soil up on your freshly pruned plants. And so I pruned it yesterday, hoping that it scarred over enough to sort of make this a good decision. But like all decisions, time will tell. Time will tell. Whew. And I'm gonna not pot it all the way to the leaf, but I'm gonna get pretty close to that, I think. While that's soaking in, I'll get this one ready too. This is a sweet banana pepper, and I'm gonna put it in between the hibiscus on the other side. So, in you go here. Let's see, maybe just a little bit more dirt up. In you go. But I'm not gonna, I will probably come back and trim this up more as it grows just a little bit, just to keep it off of the soil, but I'm not gonna do it right now. That's flowing through nicely. I can't believe it's like past mid-May now, and I'm just still putting stuff out in the garden bed. I'm just gonna keep on going and keep on growing. I can't, you know, I didn't get things done perfectly, and oh well. You know, I just couldn't. Aside from my knee, I've been sick. I don't know what's going on, but I am working on getting it sorted and figured out. And so I just have had to accept that I can do what I can where I am with what I have right now. And, you know, and that's hard when you are a self-proclaimed overachiever. You want to do all the things and want to do them all well all the time. And, you know, my garden is an example of opportunity that I've had to learn in my life. It's just a gift that I've had to learn that everything doesn't go as planned. And I just have to do the things that I can do. Let's go see what else is over there to get planted up. I forgot to hit record. So I just planted in a few of the red burgundy onions over on the edges here. I separated them out from the tray. I may go ahead and put one more down here. I probably did not need to take my gloves off for that because now I'm muddy, but it's okay. And maybe I will put the soaker on that just a little bit more. Oh no, the other way, shower. I always get confused. There. Get that plenty wet on the soil down below because I forgot to also water the soil in like I did on the other ones. It only takes 5 minutes to forget what I was doing. I'll just kind of make it even, I suppose. I'll put those on the other side over there, on that side. Actually, no, I've got that reserved for some squash, so I can't put more onion there, but I could put it over on the other bed. So I'm gonna hang on to that for a second because I got a squash to put in over here. Let's see. I'm gonna do a zucchini right here. Let's go ahead and dig that out. I'll go get it. So, me and press and record are struggling today. So, here I am putting in a zucchini squash. This is an heirloom black beauty. I've already prepped my hole without press and record. And what I was saying was that, you know, if I didn't have these raised garden beds up like this would have been a no-go definitely this year for me being able to do this, just with the simple fact of my my health and having knee surgery. It has made all the difference that I can just stand here and do the thing. I don't have to get on the ground or anything like that. And you know, all of a sudden I'm an aging gardener. I'm a senior citizen. I didn't know that was going to happen so soon. You know, I'm old enough to have AARP and too proud to take it. Not really. I'm not really too proud. We actually do have it. But get these watered in. I think I have multiple plants here. Maybe I need to put more than one stake. Maybe I'll put an extra stake on the other side too. I don't know. That may suck. That may be a terrible idea. All right, let's see. That one's leaning that way. Get this one to lean this way. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we got so far. Got onions, roselle, peppers, and some zucchini over here. That is a loofah there, and then I'm going to direct sow tomorrow 2 trombosinos because I want to try those. I haven't had those before. And here in the middle, it's going to be hard to reach the middle. I think I'm just going to put some flowers right down the center here. That'll be a good choice, I think. Something else I'm trying out in the garden this year is I'm putting these bamboo stakes everywhere because I heard, and now I've witnessed, that the dragonflies like perching up here. They got themselves a little perch and then they hunt mosquitoes. And so I need all the help that I can with the mosquitoes out here. So Seems like a pretty cheap way to invite a sweet little dragonfly to do your dirty work. Okay, I think I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish off those onions right on this side here. The seed starting has been kind of hard. I put up a short, maybe I'll throw a clip in here. I put up a short today of what happened in the garden last night. The raccoons came over and decided to stomp on what tiny little flower seedlings I had. And fortunately they didn't hurt these plants, but then they drank. One of the raccoons drank from the snail trap, and then he was stumbling around, or she was stumbling around afterwards. So that was kind of amusing to watch. If you're watching this and you're saying, Michelle, those onions are not strong enough or big enough to prick apart and plant, that may be true, and maybe I'm making a mistake. But mistakes have been made all season. Why stop now? Why stop now? That little guy's right there. Go here. I'm hoping though still that doing this at night, doing it while it's a little bit cooler, giving these ones a chance to sort of settle in, will be a good decision. Let me find the next one here. Kind of mulch them a little bit with their own seedling mix. There's another one. Hello, hello, lovely. Hello. And I'll learn. You know, I might make some notes. I might go back and watch the video. Who knows? Who knows? Got one coming up right there. The tough part, I started my seeds outdoors, and at first it was great because we had a lot of rain. We didn't have a lot of rain. We had a lot of nice sunshine, and the seedlings really thrived in the sunshine. And then we had a bunch of cloudy days, and the next batch of seedlings that I put out did not fare so well. And so most of them are green and have this algae on top, and most of them did not come up. And so what few did come up, the raccoons stomped. Thank you, raccoons. Thank you, raccoons. Oh, I thought that was 2. It is 2. There we go. Boy, this is some tiny work. I see why people would wait till later to do this, but such as it is. Such as it is. All right, well, you may be lost. Okay. And I think you're too tiny. You're too tiny too. Okay, we're just going to leave you there. I think I heard Casey did something the other day on a one mellow marigold. She just trenched and chunked. And so I am picking out and putting in, probably far too soon, but here we go. Here we grow. All right, let's gently water those in too. And I guess I can put this tag on the end of the row now. Now we'll get this all mulched in where I can. This year I've switched over to garden straw, and so far it's not been too weedy or too seedy, which has made me happy. Let's see. I don't want to overshadow the onions too much, but I do want to get a little bit on there to help them. And if you're wondering why I don't just go ahead and mulch the whole thing, I have enough mulch to do it, but I want to remember, especially the little things that I planted. So like you'll see, I just have one over there because that's the only place I planted in. So this is like my extra little memory. It's like a memory card, but in the garden. I saw, actually it was Casey again too at One Mellow Marigold, was using the Easy Tack straw, which I'd never thought about that. I've always thought about that with grass and hadn't thought about it for the garden. And so I may try that next time I make a purchase, because it would definitely be a lot cheaper than this. This is pretty pricey. Really wasn't, and I shopped around and I found the best price I could for the biggest amount I could, and then I think I even got free shipping. So I do invest in the garden. I do put some of the money I earned back from my affiliate commissions back into the garden. That's how I can do the things I do. But I like being frugal. I'm not a cheapskate, but yeah, I am sometimes. Just depends on what it is. Just depends on what it is. Okay. Now let's give that straw a little bit of wet down. And maybe wetting this down at night is a terrible idea. But maybe it'll stay. That would be the only thing. This is probably a terrible idea. Maybe I won't do it on the tomato over there. I'll put the straw down, but I won't wet it down tonight. I've already wet this, so I'm just going to finish, but maybe I won't wet down the other side. I will just put it on for tonight, and then I'll water it in the morning. So let's go put some more straw over there. I got the beer trap set out here. I've always had challenges with snails, but I used to use a lot more starts, and so it wasn't quite a big a deal. But now that I'm starting to plant out more seedlings, and I know I had starts today, I'm learning. Cool. And I said it was cooler, and it feels cooler because it's a little overcast, but it's 7:45 p.m. and it's 82 degrees. 82 degrees, but it feels cooler, I think probably because I'm glowing. I'm glowing. So, hey, I'm pretty happy with this. I am pretty happy with this. Progress. I just realized I haven't turned the compost today. Hi, compost. Oh, yeah, it's starting to get mushy in there. I love it. I have a full video coming out about this. I just want to put it all together when I got it from start to finish with my first impressions of tumbling my own compost. I preloaded the one side. We saved up enough to get this fully loaded to like the 2/3 mark. And we've already started putting stuff in on the other side as well. So it'll be kind of interesting. I feel like we probably have way more kitchen scraps than just a single one of these could handle. And so time will tell. You want to see inside? So it's starting to compact down now. It was about 2/3 full. Now it's about half full. So, and then has a cool, like this is the time side and that's the plus add side, which I've got a few things down in there that aren't even close to getting started yet, but just getting it going. Moose, what you doing over there, buddy? Are you guarding the patio? You patio guardian, you? Before I go in for the night, I gotta bring y'all over here to see the flowers that are underneath Orchard Row. Like, they are finally, well, the salvia has been going. I think this is a purple sage, purple salvia. It's been going, but I think that is echinacea. I think that was. We have some pentas. This is a violet of some kind that has popped up, and it is a native Florida plant. And then this is starting to come up. Got more salvia here showing up. Very excited about that. Some pink some pink pentas here. When I planted these out, I planted the colors. Oh yeah, there's like a burgundy, there's a pink down there. I think those are going to be yellow flowers in the middle probably. And I think this is a tick seed, coreopsis. Coreopsis. Ooh, limes. Some more salvia. And more of the purple. And then we added this. We'll get some more critters on here, but so far we've only had one. One bird and all squirrels, because the baby squirrels are all about this here. I'm going to turn that down a little bit more. We can maybe see them a little better, but just took that on the tree. So I'm excited to see what kind of fun stuff we can get. And we have some more critter cams coming out, because I used to have them all along back here, and we would see the different critters up and along the creek. And so those batteries, the batteries were just too much. It was just like, there was so much activity that I was spending like, I don't know, $8 a month per camera per battery. I mean, $8 a month per camera for the batteries. I don't want to do that. So I would rather spend it on a little bit better camera that maybe has a better rechargeable battery with it. So we're going to be testing some more of those out too. I'll let y'all know. And weirdly enough, it's just a house camera, but it was the only kind that had like solar. So I had a little solar panel that'll recharge. And anyway, I'll show y'all. I will show y'all that when it's time. When it is time. Here, let me show you what happened in the seedlings last night. I didn't have very many seedlings, but I did have a few baby flowers in here. There were a few. There's another one, but they basically stomped on the 5 or 6 that I had. This experiment did not work well. I was trying to use Dollar General Sweet Alyssum, and less than 1% of it actually has seed. The rest of it was fill, and it just hasn't gone as planned. Oh, I forgot I have more, I have more things to plant. I already forgot. Okay, let's grab those and get those planted. I've got a chamomile and looks like another pepper and another squash. Let's get those over in the garden. Now, technically, will the world end if I don't plant these out tonight? No, but I want to keep a promise to myself, because I've gotten in trouble in the past. I get really excited about buying plants and starts and trees and fruit trees and stuff, and then they stack up and nothing happens with them. And so I made the commitment to myself this year. I like that. Commitment, not promise. Commitment to myself that I wouldn't buy it if I didn't have a plan to get it planted out within 24 hours. And so that is my current plan. Now, the only difference would be is maybe if I was buying bare root trees, but then I need to be able to get them potted up when they arrive. So I'm going to put the chamomile here in the corner. That'll be nice. It'll be easy for us to come out and harvest. The flowers, be a nice little spillover. And then I'm going to do the pepper and the squash over here. I think like that. I think like that. So, all right. And I'm not planting them right on the edge. I'm trying to give them a little room to spread out. Oh, wait, I don't want to plant that yet. Fertilizer in the hole. And I also have to say, I did not even think about the companion planting part of this right here. I just was grabbing what I wanted to plant, and I'm just planting it. And so, you know, I'll look it up later and go, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Or maybe Mother Nature will say, yeah, mistake. But again, I'm very good at that part. But I think I would rather make mistakes because I'm trying than make the mistake of not planting and having it die and not do anything with it. So there's that. Okay. Okay, that worked a little better. A little production line instead of jumping back and forth between the two beds. I like that better. Okay. You in there. Give these beauties a little drink. I got my tags in. We have a sweet pepper, a Bonnie green bell sweet pepper here. We have a straight neck heirloom squash here. And of course, chamomile or chamomile or however we say it. I've heard it said so many different ways lately. Now I just need a little more straw. Yeah, how's that for just lucky enough so I don't have to drag out a whole, I didn't really have the energy to drag out a whole new bag of this tonight, so yay me. That's my sign. Here's your sign. You're out of mulch, you're out of plants, time to quit planting for the night. In case you need a sign. Usually my sign is keep on planting, keep on growing. Now, I don't know if you guys do this. I drive my family a little crazy, but I'm usually pretty careful about opening all these bags because they become my new trash bags for the garden. See, I told you I was frugal. Just gives me a way, I mean, especially for garden trash and yard trash and things like that. It doesn't have to be in the house, but I don't want it loose in the trash can, so it works, it does it. And like down there, I'm just not going to water this in tonight because that was probably a bad idea the first time over there, but hopefully it's not too windy tonight and it will be okay. And the other thing I'm trying to make sure I do on the regular now is clean up when I'm done, because I keep having to go around and pick up after myself when I really could have just done it in the first place. And so I am trying to do more of that now. Oh, I found more, I see more onions. Okay, those will go on the other tray for now. So that is done, my friends. Let's see. I've got my, oh, I don't think I've ever shown y'all this. Look at this cute. A friend of mine painted a picture of me. That's how I even got my logo for the channel. And then my wife, I had a friend who makes custom tumblers, and she took the photo and made me this here. Check the bottom out. With a little sunflower on it. So, I don't know. Makes me happy to drink with myself out in the meadow. My water, important. Water is important. I was almost done. I gotta put up the hose too. Gotta put up the hose. Yeah. I found a key lime that fell off the tree overnight. That'll be nice. I'll squeeze that into something, a little salad or whatever. Just, I love being able to just find food in the garden, so. Well, my friends, I guess that is it for tonight. I'm a bit winded, a bit tired, and I still have to do another round of PT. So, because now that I've had my knee manipulated, I have to do PT 3 times a day to keep it from scarring over again, which is, takes up a bit of time, man. I still work a full-time job, so I'm just making it happen. And I think that's the thing I would say to you, is just figure out what it is. And I had my friend Hope sent me a message, and she said, I know this is corny, but remember, how do you eat an elephant? And I said, with a pitchfork? And she said, no, one bite at a time. So with your garden, one bite at a time. With the things you want to get done, one bite at a time. If you want to check out more of what's growing on in the meadow, be sure to check out this video right over here. And until next time, my friends, remember to drink plenty of water, wear that high quality sunscreen, and just always have a fantastic day.